This video explains how to create a mouth material. First, import the mouth texture. You can directly drag the texture from your external folder into Blender. Clear the transform data of this image. Convert it into a plane. Click it again, and you will see the shader in the shader editor. Add a transparent shader into Mix Shader. Connect the shader nodes following my setup. In the end panel, set the width and height to 1 meter, rotate it 90 degrees. Then move it up by 0.5 meters. Apply all transforms, and make sure the transform values in the properties panel match mine. Show only this object. Add an armature. Parent it with automatic weights. Enter edit mode for the armature. Duplicate a bone. Move it left by 0.5 meters, and up by 1 meter. Set the duplicated bone as a tile. Go back to object mode, and move the mouth texture aside. Select the character model, and add a new material. Name it mouth. You can copy the shader nodes we created earlier. Select the meshes of the mouth and assign the mouth material. This is the UV editor. If yours looks different, you can switch it here. You can see that the texture and the UV layout correspond to each other. Keep the default UV. Do not modify it. Now process the UV. Press Ctrl and T to show the mapping node. Set the scale of the mapping node to 0.5, and the mouth texture will display correctly. The principle is that UV scaling uses the bottom left corner as the pivot. Right now, the initial texture is located at the bottom left, but I want the initial position to be at the top left. So we need to adjust the Y value of the mapping node. Move it to around 0.88. Now we use a more precise value. 1 divided by 8, then multiplied by 7. This gives 0.875, which is the correct value. Why is it 0.875? Let me draw a simple explanation on the image. This is 0, then 0.1, 0.2, all the way to 1. Here is also 0.1, 0.2, all the way to 1. This is the x-axis. This is the y-axis. We know that the UV size is 1 meter. And the texture is evenly divided into 8 rows and 8 columns. So to move the bottom left UV to the top left, the distance we need to move can be calculated with simple multiplication and division, which gives 0.875. Now the initial mouth position is set. Next, we create the calculation for moving the mouth texture. Duplicate the mapping node and reset its values to default. Add a combine XYZ node and connect it to the location input. Add 3 math nodes. Modulo, truncate, and multiply. Set the parameters as I do. Let's preview the result of the math nodes. The numbers 0, 1 to 3 correspond to the columns of the texture. Let me explain the principle. The modulo operation makes the first value wrap by the second value, ensuring the result stays between 0 and 7.999. If you disable the truncate node, you will see blended states between two textures. The truncate node removes the decimal part, ensuring the output is an integer. Finally, the multiply node maps the integer back into the 0 to 1 range, because our UV range is from 0 to 1. Now duplicate these 3 math nodes and connect them to the Y input of the combine XYZ node. An error appears. The mouth texture disappears. We need to set the texture node to repeat. Now the texture appears again. Set the value to negative numbers. There is still an issue. It should only switch at -1. But in reality, it switches as soon as it is less than 0. This happens because when we use truncate, Blender does not treat the value as -0.1. It treats it as -1 plus 0.9. And after removing the decimal part, it becomes -1, so we need to replace truncate with ceilin. Now it works correctly. Finally, we create the driver. Select the armature and enter pose mode. Copy its X location as a new driver. Add a value node. Paste the driver. Add another one. Paste the driver again. And modify the index in the driver path. Connect the nodes. Move the bone to test it. You will find it is still incorrect. The texture does not follow the bone properly. This is because the bone movement values do not exceed 1 meter. So, we multiply the value by 8. Test again. And now it works correctly. This is how the mouth material is created.